How's it going, everybody? It's the best it is, the best it was, the best ever will be. There'll be none before me, there'll be none after me. Therefore, I am the one and only Jake Covey, and welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got an action-packed week this week with your news of the week, followed by your SmackDown Raw reviews, and then we go into our predictions for Bash in Berlin. Then we have our drink of the week, followed by the Battle Droid of the week. Let's get in the news this week, though, as we have an extra story to talk about, as apparently Humberto Carrillo, has re-signed with WWE. Congratulations to him. But now on to two funny stories, as we have Hulk Hogan's crazy new claim, as he once said he wrestled 400 days in a year while going from the US to Japan, adding on a couple days through travel. Now, while I have heard this actually being a possibility, I forget who it was who actually talked about it. It's just idiotic, and I don't know why Hulk Hogan continues to make these stupid claims, but it's a funny one. I'll give credit where credit's due. And our next funny story has MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, has apparently told Randy Orton off. Randy Orton was apparently talking shit about Machine Gun Kelly, and Machine Gun Kelly said, "Hey man, fuck you." Now, while I can believe Machine Gun Kelly might have his issues with Randy Orton, I'm not a fan of his. I liked him on Roadies, but that is it. I I'm an Eminem fan, so I get y'all get my beef. I don't believe that he actually told Randy Orton to go fuck himself. I think Randy Orton would have put him in his place very quickly. Randy Orton's 6'3", over 200 pounds, ripped to hell. I wouldn't even. I don't care if Randy Orton was saying like, "Hey, I fucked his wife," and I'd probably sit there and go, oh, "Okay, okay." I'm not a pussy. I just know when I'm beating a fight, and trust me, Randy Orton's beating me in the fights. And now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the sad news of the week, as we have had a terrible loss. Psycho Sid has passed away at the age of 63 years old. That is a sad one. Psycho Sid was a two-time WrestleMania main eventer, multiple-time world champion with WWE and WCW, helped propel several talents to the main roster, such as Sami Zayn, The Undertaker, to name a few. Shawn Michaels has gone to say there will be no Heartbreak Kid without Psycho Sid. So, rest in peace to Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, whatever you knew him as. In my opinion, he should have been known as a Hall of Famer. So, rest in peace to Psycho Sid. We honor him with a 10-bell salute. Rest in peace. Now we move on to SmackDown. As SmackDown kicked off with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory introducing Cody Rhodes to the ring. Waller interrupted Rhodes' entrance, insisting they won't do things his way. Instead, Rhodes was asking Washington what they wanted to talk about, and Waller said everything WWE runs around Rhodes, including the Grayson Waller effect. He includes Rhodes of being selfish. And then you had the fans basically turning on Cody a bit, turning on Kevin Owens. The crowd cheered for Theory, and Theory is kind of having the seeds planned for a face turn. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing that. I would like to see him as a face. Kevin Owens came out and said he couldn't stand in the back any longer. He acknowledged that Rhodes can likely admit that everyone he's betrayed deserved it except for Kofi Kingston. He pointed out that Rhodes had never had the kind of relationship that they had, and this kind of led to them just having a quick little brawl. This will turn into a tag team match later on in the night. We then get L.A. Knight, yeah, defending his United States Championship against Santos Escobar. An actually very nice match. I like the chemistry these two had. LA Knight picking up the win and retaining his title. We then get Alba, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Blair Davenport the versus the women's tag team champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And the face team would come out in a 6-1 tag team match as the winners. Y'all know how I feel about a 6-man tag team match. Okay, moving on. We then get the Bloodline defending their tag team titles against the Street Profits, Tamatonga and Tongaloa, picking up the win. The Bloodline continued attacking Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins after the match, leading to DIY coming in to try and make the save, but the Bloodline took them out as well. After this, it was announced that Nia Jax will defend her women's championship against Meech and Mia Yim next week in a street fight. You're kind of hearing Nia Jax kind of turn on Tiffany Stratton a bit, telling her to get her crown fixed and giving her orders. Tiffany is basically signaling she is going to cash in her title against Nia Jax very soon. We then get your main event of the Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens versus A-Town Down Under. They would pick up the win, and you would have Owens hold the WWE title very close before giving it to Cody, kind of teasing a heel turn a bit, but not much. I'm actually excited for this match at Bash at Berlin. I don't know if Kevin Owens should be a heel again. I love his work as a heel, and I actually think he's better heel than face. I think he just truly can really sell his heel aspect better than as a face. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Should Kevin Owens be a heel or a face in the comment below? Again, very good Raw, very good SmackDown. Let's move on to Raw, as I call it, Monday Night Botch. They kicked off with a tribute to Psycho Sid. We then get the Judgment Day in the middle of the ring, talking about how Dominic Mysterio is entering the number one contenders tournament for the Intercontinental title. The LWO came out. Rey Mysterio said Dom has lost his balls. A brawl broke out between the two. It was originally supposed to be a singles match, but everybody got involved, and the LWO then came out, and you would have a very, very botched tag team match. And when the LWO would pick up the win because of Liv Morgan on the outside, I will get to that later on. Hint, hint. We then get Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective. Pure Fusion Collective would end up losing this match as Damage Control would put up a great fight. I love what Damage Control is doing, but Jesus Christ, is this a one-sided feud? Why do you put this faction together if you are just going to lose every fight? We then get Zelina Vega making her return and attacking Sonya Deville. Thought this was a nice little return for her, but why not have her return to fight Liv Morgan earlier on? We then get Drew McIntyre saying that CM Punk is scared of him. That's why he keeps attacking him from behind. And it's the fans' fault for enabling CM Punk. And then Punk emerged from under the ring and attacked Drew from behind. He attacked him with a strap match. Security tried to intervene, but got taken out. And the guards held Punk while Drew left through the crowd. We then get a triple threat match as Jey Uso would pick up the win against Kofi Kingston and Karrion Kross to move on to the Fatal 4-Way of the finals of the number one contenders tournament. We then get Braun Strowman versus Big Bronson Reed. The match would end in a double countout, but the ending is not what they're talking about. It's what happened after the countout. As they would continue to brawl in the parking lot, You would have them brawl to basically the top of a car. Braun Strowman would get laid out and would actually take a tsunami on top of the car. That was a fucking moment and a half. All I could think of is JR when you had the Undertaker Jeff Hardy match, and all I could hear is JR saying, "Climb the ladder, kid, make yourself famous. Climb the wall, Bronson, make yourself famous." Because that's what he did here. This is a moment for the ages. People will be talking about this for a while. We then get another match in the Intercontinental Championship number one contenders tournament. Pete Dunne would pick up the win over The Miz and Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods sporting some black and silver gear, kind of hinting at a heel turn. Well, I doubt it's going to happen. Very cool. Very cool. We then get an RVL package to honor the career of the late Psycho Sid. And then we get Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. Again, very botch filled. Both guys not hitting the right moves. You would have, it just didn't feel right. Cool match, and Uncle Howdy picking up the win. It was the right call, but I don't know. It just wasn't right to me. Both men just weren't feeling like they were moving right in the ring. I thought it was fun, but at the same time, I'm like, this is the debut of this character. This debut should have been a 5 minute squash match, unfortunately, for Chad Gable. It should have just simply been him winning, Uncle Howdy winning the match, Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. American Made tries to get involved, but the rest of the Wyatt Six take everyone else out. That's what it should have been to me. I didn't really enjoy this Raw. It didn't feel like a good go home Raw, and I wish there was more to it. There was a lot of botches by the in ring talent and Michael Cole, even on commentary, fucking up a lot of names. Doesn't feel like the chemistry was there between him and Corey Graves anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Let's move on to my predictions for Bash at Berlin, though. We have the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, defending their women's tag team championships against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Look for the Unholy Union to retain and Bianca and Cargill to start a feud of their own. The strap match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Look for CM Punk to pick up the win before they go on to Bad Blood. And it is a Hell in a Cell match, the rubber match to find out who will win this feud, where I believe it will be CM Punk. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus the Judgment Day. Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. The Terror Twins are going to win this match. I have no question in my mind. They want them to move on back to bigger and better things. Look for the Terror Twins to win this match, and then Rhea Ripley go feud with Liv Morgan, and maybe you move Damian Priest over to SmackDown to feud with Cody Rhodes over the WWE Championship. Speaking of that match, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes will pick up the win, but Kevin Owens will turn heel at the end of the match, hitting him with a stunner or a pop-up powerbomb after the match. And finally, Gunther versus Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't envision them doing a very short reign for Gunther, so look for Gunther to retain. No titles will change hands. There's supposed to be a open challenge for the United States Championship on SmackDown. Look for that to get moved to Bash at Berlin, and maybe they do 6 matches instead of just 5. Won't shock me if they do just 5, because it is a Triple H pay per view where he prefers quality over quantity. But those are my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know what you think is going to happen at Bash at Berlin down in the comments. I could use a drink. How about a German chocolate cake shot? 3/4 of an ounce of Jägermeister, 3/4 of an ounce of chocolate liqueur, 1 splash of coconut rum, and 1 splash of butterscotch schnapps. You're going to combine all your liquor into a shaker with ice. Shake the ingredients real well before straining the mix into a shot glass. Straight up, take the shot and enjoy it. Delicious drink. Please drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not overconsume on alcohol. And if you do not, drink if you're under 21 in the United States. And now, everybody, it is time for the Battle Droid of the Week. Oh, man. I alluded to this in my Raw review. So, the Battle Droid of the Week this week is, drumroll please, Cruz del Toro. If you watched Raw this week, I believe it was Cruz del Toro. It might have been we'll call it Cruz del Toro and Walking Womp. Both these guys were just messing up botch after botch after botch. These guys are way better than what they're doing right now in the ring. And unfortunately, I think it's time for them to take a little time off, go away, and maybe train and just work on their craft at untelevised house shows and get back to the in ring standard that they are used to. These guys are way better than this. They were awesome in Legado del Fantasma. So please get back to what you guys are doing great as wrestlers. Be the in ring performers that you were at WrestleMania 40, that you were in Legado del Fantasma on NXT. Be who you were, not who you are. And because of that, Joaquin Wild, Cruz del Toro, you are the Battle Droids of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Next week, we will have my Bash at the Berlin review. Speaking of reviews, great job AEW this week. I'll give credit where credit's due. I actually really enjoyed All In. Awesome main event. Great job by them. Filling out Wembley Stadium. I didn't think they'd do it. I've been a big doubter of AEW at times, but they really pulled it off this time. So shout out to them. Shout out to all you for listening. Have a great week in wrestling.